Hi everybody, I'm McSprutz. Welcome back. This is my tutorial introduction to red, and we're gonna talk about red superpowers. I was thinking before starting this video, what are red's superpowers? And I really couldn't think of many except for the obvious one. Boom. Direct damage. Does 3 damage to any creature, costs 1. A must have 4 in every deck, really cheap to have 2 nowadays. Just like the counterspell, it's a must have in every red deck. This is red superpower. And really, I was thinking of the superpowers, and I can only think of one true superpower red has, and that's direct damage. Sure, black has some, and you can always find 1 or 2 from every color, but nothing like red. Red kills your opponent with direct damage. Creatures have the direct damage, like a Flame Tongue Kavu, where it comes down, deals 4 damage to a target creature. And some of my favorites to clear the board a bit. With Pyroclasm, deals 2 to each creature. But at the same time, it can do some different. It can pick up cards, and you can have more mana with Mana Flare. But again, I made it a black superpower, but again, red's probably just as good or better than black. And yeah, it can pick up cards just like blue, but it's truly not a superpower. It's superpower. It's not the best at it. Blue is, hands down. Where's my browbeats? Browbeat in here? I hope I'm getting better at this, but it seems like I'm never prepared. But I like it that way. It makes it more natural. I'm not trying to be a fancy show or anything. I'm just doing this for fun, having fun. I remember when I started Magic, no one was helping me out, and I did a lot of mistakes. And it's not fun when you lose at Magic. Here you go, here's a browbeat. Allows you to pick up 3 cards if your opponent doesn't want to suffer 5. But not a superpower, because that's real blue's ability to pick up cards. Now, I'm going to need help with this, because creature abilities for me aren't red superpowers, like the ability to haste and stuff. It's not what I'm trying to discuss here. So if you guys can think of a super ability red has that I'm right now drawing a blank on, because it's always been direct damage with red, and it's hard. People say it's cheap, obviously, but you can see it's, if you don't, red's really doesn't have any other superpowers. Destroying artifacts, well, yeah, it can destroy artifacts, but it can't destroy enchantments. And being able to destroy artifacts is not a superpower relative to green or white, right? And same thing with the mana. I guess I shouldn't have called black a superpower for mana, because green is a superpower for mana, which we're gonna discuss in the next video. We'll do green. Now, talking about the creatures, usually these creatures are quick, average strong, and have direct damage or a pump up ability. And I would say Red's just above blue for creatures. I'm not too impressed with their creatures. And again, a lot of their creatures do direct damage. Red's weakness, again, healing. Red doesn't heal very well. Again, can't think of too many red cards on the top of my head that actually heal. And destroying enchantments, like I said, they can't. So it's really hard to handle enchantments. Rightfully so. Notice that it has already more weaknesses than strengths. And I would tell you that red's not one of my favorite colors. That's for sure. One of the bottom ones. Again, because it's not too fancy. You can't get creative with red that much. Correct me again if I'm wrong. Oh, I forgot one obvious superpower. And that's why these direct damages aren't so cheap. But destroying lands, I would tell you, red does the best. And that is definitely a superpower. Definitely don't have that superpower in my deck because that's definitely one of the cheap ones in Magic. Probably the original cheap deck, destroying people's lands. Do I have some somewhere just to show you a picture for sure? Let me go into the pile of reds. Where are you? Go. Holy grab this little fistful of reds. Hopefully there should be one. Because after all, it is a superpower. It should have some creatures that destroy lands. There's creatures that destroy lands, or spells that destroy lands. But again, like always, when I want to show you a card, I can't find your card. Well, most destroy lands are common cards. You don't need fancy destroy land cards. I don't have any. I'm very disappointed. Unable to show you a simple Stone Rain, for example, which costs 3 and destroys a land of your choice. But red, you know, is it cheap? You tell me, you know? All the cards do direct damage. All the creatures are fast to try to direct damage. It really doesn't have much better strategy than that. I mean, you tell me, people. Guess we'll talk about green now because red's pretty boring and simple. Later.